The thought of dating again terrified me, but after 6 months of reflection, I realized it was exactly what I needed. 6 months of solitude helped me understand the depth of my own heart. And when I finally said yes to dating again, it was like awakening to something new. I didn't expect to be so nervous, so unsure. But when I said yes again, after 6 months, I found something unexpected waiting for me. 6 months without love taught me more than I could ever imagine. And when I said yes, I was no longer the same person. The longer you stay away, the harder it is to step back in. But sometimes you just have to take that leap of faith. After 6 months of reflecting, I was ready for love again. But what happened next made me question everything I thought I knew. When I took a break, I didn't realize how much I was missing. Saying yes again felt like stepping into a world that had changed me forever. You think you're ready to date again, but 6 months of reflection can turn everything upside down. 6 months alone felt like a lifetime, but when I said yes again, the world seemed so much bigger, brighter, and more alive. The last 6 months of being single were the hardest of my life, but when I said yes again, it felt like my heart had found its rhythm once more. I thought I'd closed the door on love. 6 months of solitude made me realize that maybe, just maybe, it was time to open it again. Saying yes again after so long made me realize how much I had grown and how different love felt now. When I said yes after 6 months of being alone, I wasn't prepared for the emotions that would come flooding in. 6 months of distance gave me clarity. And when I finally said yes again, it was like everything in my life fell into place. I didn't know if I was ready to let someone in again. But after 6 months, I realized that love might have been waiting for me all along. The fear of saying yes again after so long was real, but the moment I did, I felt like I was stepping into a new version of myself. 6 months of being single changed how I saw love, and when I said yes again, it felt like everything I had learned finally clicked. What happens when you step away from the dating world and then finally say yes? I'll tell you, nothing is ever the same again. 6 months gave me the time I needed to truly heal, but when I opened myself to love again, it felt like a whole new adventure. Taking a break from dating didn't just teach me how to love myself. It taught me how to love in a way I never had before. I thought saying yes again would be just another date, but it turned into something much bigger, something that changed me forever. When I said yes again after 6 months, I had no idea it would lead me to a place I never thought I'd go. 6 months of reflection, and then one simple yes. This is the moment everything started to fall into place. After 6 months of solitude, I was certain I wasn't ready to open my heart. But saying yes changed everything I thought I knew. What happens when you break the silence of 6 months and step back into love? The answer is nothing short of life-changing. It wasn't just about saying yes to someone new. It was about saying yes to myself, to a future I hadn't imagined. 6 months without love left me wondering if I was ready to trust again. But when I said yes, it felt like my heart was finally free. I stepped away from dating to heal and grow, but when I said yes again, I found a love that took me by surprise. What do you do when you've been on a break from love? You step back into the unknown and trust the process, like I did. 6 months of self-discovery had me questioning everything about love, but the moment I said yes again, I saw everything differently. Taking a break from love made me question what I wanted, but when I finally said yes again, I realized what I'd been searching for. Saying yes again after so long wasn't easy, but it led me to something deeper than I could have imagined. 6 months taught me patience, resilience, and strength. But when I said yes again, it taught me the true meaning of connection. It wasn't just about dating again. It was about opening my heart to something completely new, and it was worth every second. 6 months of healing gave me the courage to step back into love, and when I did, I found something worth holding on to. After 6 months of stepping back from the world of dating, I finally said yes, and that decision changed my life forever. I never knew how much I needed a break from love until I stepped back into it again. This is the journey that followed. 6 months of introspection left me hesitant, but when I finally said yes again, I realized it was the best decision I could have made. Saying yes again after 6 months was terrifying, but it also opened a door to the most unexpected and beautiful love. 6 months of silence, no messages, no dates, until one moment shattered the stillness and everything changed. What does it feel like to step back into the world of love after closing your heart for so long? You're about to find out. I had forgotten what it was like to say yes to love, but the moment I did, my world flipped upside down. Imagine living in a bubble, free from the noise of dating, only to let it all come rushing back in. I did just that, and here's what I learned. 6 months of soul searching and reflection, and then a single invitation made my heart race again. What happened next will shock you. I wasn't ready for what came next, but sometimes the universe has other plans for you. Have you ever wondered if you're truly ready for love? I took 6 months to find out, and what I discovered was unexpected. When I said yes again, I didn't just say yes to a date. I said yes to something that would change my entire perspective on love. There's something magical about letting go and stepping back into the world of dating after months of reflection. Here's what happened when I took that step. What happens when you remove yourself from dating and come back with fresh eyes? I didn't expect this level of transformation. 6 months of being alone taught me more about myself than any relationship ever could. And the moment I said yes again, I was a changed person. The silence was deafening, but in the quiet, I found something I wasn't expecting. And when I said yes again, it all made sense. When I came back to dating after 6 months, I didn't know how much I needed it until I was face to face with someone new. Taking a break from dating felt like a lifeline, but stepping back into the world of romance, it's like learning how to breathe again. They say absence makes the heart grow fonder, but what if it makes you stronger instead? This is what happened when I took a 6 month break. Could taking a break from dating heal a broken heart? I took 6 months off to find out, and the results surprised me. I was scared to say yes again after being away for so long. But sometimes, stepping into the unknown is the only way to grow. I took 6 months to heal, reflect, and rediscover myself. What happened when I opened up to love again was beyond my wildest expectations. The last 6 months were about finding myself, but when I stepped back into dating, I found something even more incredible. What does it feel like to close your heart for 6 months, only to open it again? This is the story of my unexpected journey. 6 months alone taught me lessons about love I never knew I needed. And when I said yes again, I was no longer the same person. I thought I knew what I wanted from love, but stepping away for 6 months changed everything. It wasn't just a break, it was a rebirth. And when I said yes again, everything felt new. I used to be afraid of getting hurt. 6 months of peace changed that fear into strength. Here's what happened when I said yes. 6 months of silence, 6 months of learning who I really am. And then I stepped back into the world of dating with a new perspective. I learned to embrace my solitude, but stepping back into love, that's when the real transformation began. What happens when you leave the dating scene and rediscover your worth? I found out when I finally said yes again. 6 months without dating gave me the space to heal. But when I took the leap again, the magic was undeniable. It wasn't just about finding love again, it was about finding myself first. And when I said yes, everything changed. Sometimes you need to walk away from something to see how badly you want it. That's what happened when I stepped back into the world of love. The 6-month pause was my moment of healing, but stepping into the world of dating again, that was where my heart truly opened. After 6 months, I felt ready to let love back in. But what came next was more than I ever expected. Taking a break from dating taught me to cherish what I had and recognize what I truly wanted. Saying yes again was like starting fresh. 6 months alone changed my perspective on love completely. And when I said yes again, it felt like I was calling for it all over again. I used to think I knew exactly what I wanted, but 6 months away from it all made me realize love was something I had to rediscover. The quiet of being single for 6 months was a space for growth, but when I stepped back into love, I realized I was no longer the same person. 6 months of healing, 6 months of growth, and then a simple yes that led to something far more profound. What happens when you finally open your heart after 6 months of silence? Something you didn't even know you were waiting for. I stepped away from love to find myself. But when I said yes again, I discovered more than I could have imagined.